Hello, everyone. Jessica Peterson here with Purpose Powered People, and I am grateful and honored to have Elizabeth here. Welcome, Elizabeth. Yay!
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course. So please share with us something awesome about your day in beautiful New York.
Well, I have a great view outside my window. It's gorgeous out, bright sunny day in New York. A little chilly, but awesome. We have the Statue of Liberty right out here behind me.
I saw it earlier and I can't see it now, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Can you like flip back and show it or no?
Hey, whoops. All right. Let me see out here.
Yes. That is such a beautiful view. So can you please share with all of our viewers or listeners where you're at?
Right now I'm in Battery Park at the Amex Tower in Brookfield Place.
Wow, fabulous. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you do have an incredible view, and I'm so grateful to have you here. I know that you and I served on a board years ago volunteering for an organization, and I love that you're all so passionate about volunteering, making the most of life. So why won't you share with us, I think you and I met, actually, let's back up for a moment, 4 years ago. I think you were Miss New York, and I know, can you believe time flies? So you were Miss New York in 2012, right?
Correct.
Fabulous. So why don't you share with us your journey, how you got there and what you're up to today?
Definitely. So, I started off, I guess I'll start with high school. In high school, I was kind of like, you're shy, quiet, kind of nerdy girl. I went to one of New York City's top high schools. And from there, I decided to join the debate team. Surprise, surprise, right? Nerdy school debate team, and I really loved it. And it was there where I feel like I truly started to break out of my shell, come out a little bit more, get better at public speaking, and just really talking to people. And from there, I went to college at Fordham University, where I got my bachelor's and my MBA. And I was in the debate team in college, but when I got to grad school, there weren't as many clubs. So I was like, I need a new hobby. Something to really pass the time because there's just no clubs there. So I wanted something to do on the side. So I got something in the mail saying like, hey, why don't you start doing pageants? And I was like, what girl doesn't want a tiara? Why don't I give it a shot and see where it goes from there? So I entered a pageant, didn't win my first one, but I was like, you know what? I want to win. I want to try to do this again and win it for myself, really. And from there, I somehow won a title, Miss New York in 2012. And
Yay.
From there, it was a year of service. And my platform was empowering youth through education. And, I really try to get involved in as many community events in schools as possible. And, I worked with tons and tons of different organizations and nonprofits, really trying to promote my platform. Because I really feel that children are our future. If you don't give them the tools necessary to succeed now, how will they be able to, run all these billion-dollar companies in the future, really make a difference if they don't know the basics? Mm-hmm. So right now, I'm actually president of the Young Professional Board of the Nonprofit Sports and Arts and Schools Foundation.
Wow, that's awesome. So what does your activities or day-to-day life look like serving on that board?
Definitely. So that's kind of like my side thing. Full-time, I work in American Express as a senior financial analyst. And so I do that full-time. So I do a lot of budgeting and forecasting and all those fun things with numbers. And then with the nonprofit, basically I help, host fundraisers, go to the schools and speak to the students, whether it's about leadership or diversity or really just empowering yourself. And then from there, I also help coordinate volunteers and try to raise awareness for the nonprofit.
Wow, that's amazing. So I always ask this famous question, what did you love to do as a child?
When I was really young, I just loved to ride my tricycle around the neighborhood. I used to have a little green foam piece of green foam that I'd be like, here's my map, and pretend to be an explorer trying to learn about the different parts of the neighborhood.
Wow, that is so cool. So it sounds like you're still adventurous today. You love to travel and explore. And
oh, definitely. I just came back from Costa Rica, maybe like a month ago?
Oh, wow. What's your favorite place you've been to so far?
Ooh, it's a tough one. It depends what I'm looking for. I love to be out on the beach. So for beaches, I love to be in the Bahamas. I was actually there for 10 weeks when I was working at the U.S. Embassy one summer.
Wow.
Or if I want something different and exciting, I had gone to Botswana in Africa, and I was
Mm.
actually there for about a week, and I got to stay at the university, so I got to meet a lot of the locals and just see a lot of the culture and diversity there, which was so cool, so different than everything here, and especially very different than New York.
Yes. Well, I love New York. My brother used to live there. He had a view of the Brooklyn Bridge. So I love New York, and I love culture as well. So where's your next new place that you're dying to go visit?
Ooh, I'm thinking maybe Australia, going down under. Never been there, but I've heard great things.
I have as well. I have a girlfriend actually married a gentleman from there and moved out there. And she
Wow.
absolutely, yeah, she absolutely loves it. I haven't been there either, and I'm very intrigued. I hear New Zealand and Australia are two hidden gems out there, so I haven't been there yet. So how exciting! How fun would that be if we actually met up out there?
I think we got to plan a trip now.
How fun and exciting! Maybe a purpose-powered people trip out there would be super
I like
exciting.
it.
So what I know you're still young and you've accomplished so much, and this is kind of a big question, but what's next or new? What do you have? I don't like to use the term bucket list, but what's on your life list? What's next for Elizabeth?
Ooh, I've actually been in talks with people. I'm hoping to put on some form of like a leadership conference or really something to get the youth more involved with, whether it's, working on themselves or in the community, and trying to really inspire others to better themselves and really the community if possible. I was speaking at a school for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, talking about leadership and kind of trying to bring out in the students what Martin Luther King Jr. did. And really, a lot of them didn't think that they could do, make a difference in their community. And I told them, even if you start at home, right, something as simple as recycling in your house can have a huge impact, because recycling is a global issue, all the carbon emissions. So I was like, even if you just start putting like a recycling bin in your house, if you don't have one already, or doing something at your school, you can do something on a small level and then eventually make it bigger. And, that's something that I want to make sure that people, and especially the youth, know that they can do, even if they are still super young.
Wow. I love that you're all about starting small, starting somewhere. I love that you're all about recycling. I actually posted the other day on social media how I love to buy ebooks because I'm a little bit of a tree hugger. And man, someone got after me and said that's really rude to try and save the trees. I'm like, really? Blows my mind. But anyhow, each their own. I'm all about saving the environment too. And I really love that you're about empowering the kids and the children. And sometimes they just never think about the possibilities. And what do you think is an ideal age? Because I used to serve on a board and volunteer for kids. Age 12, they said, was a make it or break it age. What age are you discovering now, Elizabeth, to find to be the make it or break it age to intervene?
I'd say probably middle school, and then high school is really when I think the students or the youth really start to come into themselves and really can make a difference. So I think it starts a little bit before that, but when you actually start to see the impacts is probably in high school, when you're kind of a little bit more free, you have a little bit more support, and I think that's really when you'll see the big changes.
So do you think the schools in the future are going to incorporate more leadership classes, or what's your prediction on that?
Unfortunately, I don't think they will, but I'm hoping they do. So that's actually why I decided to get involved with this particular nonprofit, because they kind of go outside beyond the curriculum. I think, unfortunately, a lot of the schools are focused now on reading and writing and a lot of the exams, standardized exams. And I think that's kind of a problem, because they're losing a lot of the arts and the sports and really the outside curriculum that really makes a person well-rounded.
I love it. So my daughter, I'm so excited. She just got accepted into a charter school that's all about leadership, and it's all about going above and beyond the basics. So if you want to learn how to build a bridge, they'll teach you how to build a bridge. And I really love that type of environment to inspire kids to lead and be whatever they want.
That's amazing. Congratulations to her.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. So as a kid, did you ever have a dream of what you wanted to do?
For me, I love to learn about different things. So nothing in particular, but really just wanted to do something that, that made me happy, and really can sort of like get, hands in and get going.
I love it. How exciting. And I know that you have a passion not only for volunteering, but also for social media,
Mhm.
communication, and I am beyond grateful for social media. So, what's your predictions on where you think everything's going to go in the future?
I think everything's going to go digital. Just looking at the trends recently, you can kind of see that everything started to go from, online to mobile. And then now I feel like everyone's on the go, and a lot of the consumption is being done through short videos and also pictures. Twitter used to be bigger. I think Instagram is now creeping up. So I think definitely something that's easy to consume. 140 characters isn't that many, but pictures, it's just you look at it and you know what it says already. So I think it's going to be a lot more visual than
Mhm.
text.
Do you think that's good or bad? Because I was reading in a book, one of my favorite books, The Slight Edge, and it talks about how we're in a society, and it's so true. Even if you wait 30 seconds for the microwave, you just stress out that's so long, right? And we really, and the book was about we really need to step back and realize beautiful things happen, evolve over time. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a little tricky. I think because there's also some ambiguity. If you have pictures, you don't really necessarily know. You kind of still need captions to really make sure the message gets through. So, ideally, I think it'd be great if it was a combo of the two. But the way things are trending, it's hard to say where it's going to go.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings. I love short tidbits really fast. My favorite's Facebook because I can actually communicate and get to know someone on a personal level. Um, but also, realizing a lot of people want fast results. I want instant success here and there, but even utilizing social media, it takes time and evolving. Like I was in another interview the other day, and a woman said it took 7 years for someone to say, okay, now I'm interested in what you have to offer. So sometimes it just takes time
It does.
through those tidbits of information. So, well, anything else you want to share with us? Like your parents, I'm sure your parents are just dynamic people and had a part in your life. Do you want to talk about them a little bit?
Sure. I mean, I grew up with my parents. I lived in Brooklyn till I was 4, and then we moved to Queens about when I was, 4.5. And actually, I have a younger sister, so they gave me the awesome present of my younger sister. And my
Uh,
parents just have been phenomenal throughout the years, really just supporting me, whether emotionally, financially, and really just giving me the motivation to do what I want. They've never said no, you can't do it. They've always been encouraging me and really been great at that. They're like, follow your dreams. My dad's always like, if you want to go for this, I will try to help you out as best as I can. Don't be afraid to try. And I think, having my parents' support has helped me so much along the way. And my sister has been phenomenal as well.
Aw, that's so wonderful. I really do believe parents have a huge part in children's lives, and negative or positive. And it's great that you had that positive influence. So, what are your parents' names?
David and May.
David and May. Do they own a business? Do they work somewhere? Or?
My dad works at JP Morgan. My mom works at IBM. And my sister is actually in Boston and working at Epsilon.
Wow. So it sounds like very high achievers, go getters, financial, live life to the full type environment.
I don't know.
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, that's awesome. I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic. So, and as a kid, did you love finance and love numbers or?
I was always a big fan of math, as dorky as it sounds, but for me, I just love solving problems and, just the way things tie out at the end. And I actually love geometry. I was actually published in the math bulletin at school. I did a research paper on the area of spirals.
Hmm.
And then I also presented at the Metropolitan Math Fair, and I won a silver medal.
Wow. That's awesome. Any other awards or medals you've won?
I think those are the big ones. And then alumni awards for my high school debate team. I actually, in 5th grade, I won, I think it was the essay contest about stories that my grandparents told me. So I got one of the first place prizes for that, which was super exciting. The first big award that I had ever received.
That is so cool. So share with us one of those stories. We have time, like like a little tidbit of it.
So when my grandmother was young, she actually used to live on a farm, And when you live on a farm, you have to sort of raise the livestock. So one day she was getting a chicken for dinner and she chopped off the head, but it was still running around. So
Oh, no.
I guess that goes to say that a chicken really can run without its head.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that visualization is crazy. Where was the farm at? Was it in New York?
No, no, no. So my family is from China and Hong Kong. So she lived in China when she was young.
Oh, that is awesome. Wow. I haven't been there. It intrigues me a lot to go there
Yeah,
to China.
very cool culture. I mean, I took Chinese school from second grade up till my freshman year of college. So
Wow.
I can kind of read and write, not super fluent, but it's a difficult language, but enough to get around.
Wow. Well, now I know who I'm going to China with. That is super exciting. So let's just talk a little bit more about being Miss New York and that
Yeah.
experience.
Mhm.
Was it a challenging experience? Was it difficult? I mean, do you have any advice for anyone who would like to represent their state and, be Miss Colorado or Miss Alabama or wherever?
Definitely. So I mean, I guess a lot of girls don't believe that they can be a beauty queen. And for me, I've always been kind of quiet and shy. So for me, I was like, let me just give this a shot. I don't expect to win. I'm just doing it really for me. And I think that's the best approach to take, because you don't want to do it for anyone else. You don't want to do it for the wrong reasons. You want to do it for you. And I think what's really great about having had this title, I guess I still kind of have the title, right? Is that it's such a great way not only to empower yourself and think, hey, I can actually do this, but you can use that as a platform to really make a difference. And that's what I try to do with this title. I try to get into the community and make a difference where I could. I mean, if you have this power, why not use it to your best ability and make a positive impact when you can? So I'd say, don't be afraid to try it and don't give up, and really take advantage of all the opportunities that can come with, this or anything that you try to do.
Awesome. I love it. So anyone watching, what's your dream? Is it to fall in love, have kids, live somewhere else? Like what's Elizabeth's ultimate dream?
I'm still looking for true love. But really just to find, what that thing is that really truly makes me happy, and going forward and being successful at it.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. And your younger sister, what's her name?
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline. What do you love about Jacqueline?
Um, we just get along so well. She just understands me on such a different level than most people. She just, she can look at me and just know what I'm thinking.
Wow, that is so cool to have a sister like that. I have a younger sister as well. So it's always nice to have that wonderful gift in the world. So that's awesome. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up for any viewers or listeners or?
You know what? Just don't be afraid to be who you are. Try try anything. Don't be afraid of taking a risk. And, try to be the best you that you can be.
I love it. Yay! I love it. And I'm excited about all the work you do for the children. So I'm grateful. Thank you. And please keep that up. And I can't wait to keep staying in touch. Wonderful, grateful for Facebook and to see all the good you're doing out there. So thank you so much, Elizabeth, for all the good you're doing. We'll stay in touch. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks.